Taiwan Strait, March 2026, 0347 hours. The USS Gerald R. Ford cuts through black water, its radar system scanning the darkness. Then, without warning, the screens light up. Not with one contact, not 10, thousands. The radar operator's hand freezes over the comm button. His training never prepared him for this. The contacts multiply exponentially, spreading across the display like a digital infection. The captain is summoned to the bridge. He arrives to find his crew staring at something that shouldn't exist. The tactical display shows a mass formation approaching from the west. Velocity 400 knots, altitude dropping. The era of the human pilot is over. The era of the swarm has begun. For 70 years, American military doctrine worshipped at the altar of quality. Build the best fighter jet, the fastest, the most sophisticated. Make each aircraft a technological masterpiece that costs more than a small nation's GDP. The F-22 Raptor, $150 million per unit. The F-35 Lightning, $80 million and climbing. Incredible machines, unmatched in single combat. But here's the problem with perfection. You can't afford enough of it. While America built 187 F-22s and argued about cost overruns, China took a different path. They studied Soviet doctrine. They remembered Stalin's observation, cold and brutally accurate. Quantity has a quality all its own. Beijing didn't try to match the F-35. They couldn't, not yet. Instead, they asked a different question. What if we built 10,000 drones for the price of 100 fighter jets? What if we turned the sky black with autonomous aircraft? Each one expendable, each one eager to die for the mission. The mathematics are merciless. You have 100 missiles, the enemy sends 1,000 drones. You shoot down 100 targets, 900 reach you anyway. You reload, they send 5,000 more. Your ships, your bases, your aircraft carriers. Each one becomes a target in a game where the opponent has infinite pieces, and you do not. This is not theoretical. This is the nightmare that keeps Pentagon strategists awake at night. China has shown the world their drone swarms. Hundreds of aircraft moving as one organism, and they're not even trying to hide it anymore. The response came in August 2023. Though few outside the defense community understood its significance. Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks stood before an audience and announced the Replicator Initiative. The name was chosen carefully, not defense, not shield. Replicator. The word carries biological weight, reproduction, multiplication. Mass production at a scale that would make Detroit in 1942 look quaint. The goal is audacious and terrifying in equal measure. Deploy thousands of autonomous systems across multiple domains within 18 to 24 months. Not hundreds, thousands. Drones that cost 1/20th the price of a traditional aircraft. Expendable, attritable. A word that didn't exist in military vocabulary until recently. It means acceptable to lose. Build it knowing it will die. Build 10,000 more to replace it. This is not about creating better technology. America already has better technology. This is about creating so much technology that the enemy drowns in targets. Overwhelm their sensors, saturate their defenses. Make them choose which threats to engage while knowing they cannot engage them all. The Replicator Initiative is America's admission. that the age of the billion-dollar fighter jet as the centerpiece of air power is ending. The swarm is the future. And the future is arriving faster than anyone expected. Meet the machines that will inherit the battlefield. The XQ-58 Valkyrie? Look at it, and you'll notice what's missing. No cockpit, no life support, no ejection seat. Because there's no pilot to eject. Just a sleek, angular body designed by algorithms and wind tunnels, carrying sensors and weapons and nothing else. It doesn't need a runway. It launches from a rocket-assisted rail system, screaming into the sky at angles that would kill a human crew. Cost, approximately $3 million. Compare that to an F-35 at $80 million. For the price of one manned fighter, you field 26 Valkyries. But the genius isn't in the cost savings. It's in the tactical freedom. A human pilot is precious. Years of training. Millions in investment. You don't throw that away lightly. But a Valkyrie, it's designed to be sacrificed. Send it into the most dangerous airspace. Let it draw fire. Let it absorb the enemy's first salvo of missiles. While they're shooting at drones, your manned aircraft flank them. Or better yet, don't send manned aircraft at all. Send 200 Valkyries and overwhelm them with mathematics. Then there's the Ghost Bat. Australia's contribution to the loyal wingman concept. It flies alongside a manned fighter or bomber, acting as an extension of the pilot's capabilities. The B-21 Raider, America's newest stealth bomber, might fly into hostile territory with 4 Ghost Bats accompanying it. The bomber is invisible to radar, precious, irreplaceable. But the loyal wingmen? They fly ahead, they scout, they carry extra weapons. And when the enemy fires a missile at the formation, the Ghost Bat positions itself between the threat and the bomber. It takes the hit. It dies so the billion-dollar aircraft survives. It's a bodyguard made of aluminum and silicon. And it will never hesitate, never question, never break formation. These machines don't get tired, don't need sleep. Don't feel fear when entering airspace so hostile that human pilots call it going downtown to die. They can pull maneuvers that would turn a human pilot's brain to soup. 12 G-turns, vertical climbs followed by inverted dives. They operate in a realm of physics that human biology cannot access. And soon, they'll do it in swarms of hundreds. Coordinating through AI networks, adapting to threats in real time. Learning from each engagement. But here's where the dream becomes a nightmare. These drones are autonomous. That word carries weight. It means they make decisions, target identification, threat assessment, and potentially the decision to fire. The Pentagon insists there's always a human in the loop. A button pusher, someone to authorize lethal force. But what happens when the swarm loses communication? When jamming or cyber attacks cut the link between operator and machine? Does the drone return to base? Or does it continue the mission using pre-programmed rules of engagement? The Replicator Initiative operates in a gray zone of military ethics that makes even seasoned officers uncomfortable. If a drone swarm identifies a target, classifies it as hostile, and engages without real-time human authorization. Who is responsible? The officer who launched the mission? The programmer who wrote the target recognition algorithm? The AI itself? These aren't philosophical questions. They're legal and moral landmines, waiting to detonate. The next major conflict will not be decided by courage. Not by training, not by the valor of pilots, who risk their lives in the service of their nation. It will be decided by processors, by the speed of algorithms, by whichever side can field more drones, faster, with better AI coordination. The human element is being optimized out of warfare. We're building a future where machines kill other machines. And sometimes they kill us too. The Replicator Initiative is America's bet that we can win the swarm race. That we can outbuild, outprogram, and outdeploy our adversaries. That we can maintain control over systems designed to operate beyond human control. Once you teach machines to hunt, you can't unteach them. Once you give silicon the authority to decide who lives and dies, that authority becomes very difficult to revoke. The swarm is coming, not in decades, not in years. It's already here. If you want to understand the future before it arrives, before the sky fills with the hum of 10,000 autonomous engines, subscribe to this channel. Because what's coming next will reshape not just how wars are fought, but who fights them. And whether humanity still controls the trigger, or whether we've already handed it to the machines. The swarm is rising. And it doesn't sleep.